This landmark takes the phrase "made in China" to a whole new level. This house, located 2 hours south of Beijing in Tianjin, is over 100 years old. But the exterior walls have been covered with a variety of porcelain pieces, such as plates, vases and figurines, dating back many centuries. It's the brainchild of local resident Zhang who has been working on his gigantic art piece for at least 4 years when he bought this French-style house for $125,000 US. The 5-storey building used to be the residence of the Minister of Finance at the turn of the century and was then used as a bank after the founding of New China in 1949. The house fell into disrepair for many years before Zhang decided to give it a new look. At first, he used ceramic tiles to decorate the rails and doors, which turned out to be, as he said, unexpectedly beautiful. Greatly encouraged, he began to experiment with the exterior wall, becoming more and more ambitious as the refurbishing went on. Zhang is particularly proud of the 4 China dragons, each more than 200 metres long, which entwine the exterior wall of the building. The most important thing is to keep all of these old ceramics chips. I think the best way to keep them is to cement them on the wall. That way they can be passed down from generation to generation. This is something traditional and has a long history. As they are so fragile, it's really difficult to preserve. Zhang takes the time to visit the house every day to check on progress. The most difficult part, he said, was sorting through thousands of porcelain pieces for suitable items used in different parts of the house. His project manager agrees. When we first started working on the project, we were really scared. We were dealing with antiques every day. I never thought we could create something like this when we had no experience and no blueprint. Zhang always relies on inspiration. The house has aroused intense interest among the public. As the construction of the building proceeded towards completion, curious passers-by bombarded the workers with questions and stares. Zhang has collected over 4,000 vases, 20 tons of crystal and 400 stone lions to create his China house. The porcelain chips are mostly fragments of old Zhang bowls, plates and vases. Zhang porcelain was a sign of wealth and power, a tradition that started with the Song dynasty, which spanned 3 centuries from the year 960. Amazingly, Zhang is not an architect or artist. He's a successful businessman owning a chain of Cantonese-style restaurants. He was born into a wealthy family and was influenced by his father to take a keen interest in art and antiques. It was an interest that the younger Zhang took to heart, and over the past 20 years, he's spent a substantial amount of the restaurant profits in expanding his collection, of which antique porcelain makes up the majority. Zhang is keen to share his passion with as many people as possible, and his restaurants are decorated by much of his 20-year-old collection. It's not unusual to see the 50-year-old host discussing the finer points of his displays with diners. A true collector collects the history of antiques. If a collector tries to hide things away after he collects them, then the antiques lose their identities. Collecting is not meaningful anymore if other people know nothing about the beauty of the antiques. When we share something beautiful with other people, we feel something beautiful in return.